Morning all. I know it's been way too long since I've uploaded a video, so I'm just doing a little bit of messing about today, so I thought I'd take you along for the ride. First things, I'm going to show you some new additions to my unit. I've got this big bazooka that sits outside my door now, and basically finally I've got some air going into the cell. So as you can see, reach all that door, fresh air comes in there now, straight into the dyno cell, so it's much better. Exhaust gases get dragged out the back by them two fans and another little fan inside, and sort of just vent here inside the unit. But as long as I've got fresh air going in the cell, that's all that I'm worried about. I've had a few little additions to my car family. First of all, first one being this. Bought another Mark II Fiesta. Don't really know what I'm going to do with it. It's a B-Reg, so in like a year's time it will be tax and MOT exempt, and it will be ULEZ compliant, so I might actually be able to take it home and to work at some point without paying £12.50 a day or whatever it costs. Also, I bought this, you've probably seen this, a golf buggy. Plan on taking it to Santa Pod to save walking around, and I'm going to put a tow bar on it, so maybe I can like rescue a few people who get stuck. It's got loads of torque, by the way. No, I didn't realise how much dragging power these things have got, but like we attached a ratchet strap to the back and then attached it to the front of a little van, and it dragged it around the farm like no problem at all. They're not that quick, they only do like 15 mile an hour, but it's it seems to be like really down geared, so it can pull anything really. Little petrol engine, belt driven VVT gearbox, CVT gearbox rather. It's alright. And done a lot of hours either, look, 58. Right. Also, you may well have noticed, I've been moaning for ages that the upstairs sort of space that I've got is just totally not usable. Like, I still need to have a big sort out because as always there's loads of mess in here, but you've probably already spotted it. I've got a walkway now. So obviously there used to be like a ladder that just sat here, and I'd go up the ladder and then you see all the marks there where the ladder used to sit, and then obviously you just used to go upstairs. So what my mate Ollie done, built a walkway across there and a staircase. Okay, so obviously this staircase does not meet regulations, it is way too steep, but it does the job for me absolutely fine. My mate Ollie and Brad built this for me, top work. So yeah, let me show you upstairs. It's so nice that I can just literally walk upstairs now without having to clamber up and down a ladder, although this is probably only slight of an upgrade from a ladder. I have upstairs now, obviously, so I've got another little walkway. Ollie made me some banisters from scrap, and he was like, you can't leave it like that, you're gonna have to do it properly. And I was like, that's gonna stay like that forever. I have lights, proper lights now. Upstairs just full of absolute took, but it's all lit now. I've got plug sockets all around the wall, so when I do have to sort out, it's gonna be a lot better. Just crap everywhere that I just need to clear out. Bought the compressor up here, bought the jet wash up here. I bought this crane. We bolted it to the RSJ, so it's not just attached to wood. It's designed for like the back of a transit van. Came off of Amazon or eBay or something like that, I can't really remember. It's about 250 quid, and it lifts, he says, yeah, look, half a ton at its shortest extension, which is exactly where it stays, so it's alright. It runs off a car battery at the minute, so it's not that ideal. It'd be a lot better if it had a 240 volt winch on it, but I couldn't find one with that type of winch, so this will do for now. But it's brilliant because I can lift everything up. Got the compressor up here, got the jet wash up here, all the took that I was tripping over downstairs, I can now just put all my took upstairs. So yeah, right, let's crack on. Whoa! What the fuck happened there? How did that happen? Shit. Broke my golf buggy already. I must have been so close to the edge of the ramp. Oh man. Give it a shake. Whee! Lucky it's got power. Whee! Even goes backwards, look. Yeah, shut up. So, got the dyno cell all cleaned out. And for a good reason. I say cleaned out, I've got everything out the dyno cell. I haven't actually got any mapping jobs today, but I do want to do a power run on my own car. Let's turn the TV on. So basically, let me give you a little summary without boring you. Well, I'll try not to bore you anyway. I went to Centre Parks with a family a couple of months ago, and my wife drives a Renault Zoe, little electric car, don't judge me. And she loves it, but it hasn't got a very long range, so it's not ideal because it's a really, really early Zoe. And it's not ideal for going long distances. So I have a little Honda Jazz that's literally like parked up the street from me, and it just sits there. And I only ever drag it out for occasions like this when me, the wife and the kids need to go for a long drive. And I quickly realised that by the time you've got me, my wife, my stepson who's 16, and my daughter who's 18 months in a Honda Jazz, you quickly run out of room. Like, especially by the time you get all the suitcases, the buggy, all the stuff that comes with going to Centre Parks for a week. And it was just ridiculous. So I was like, I need to go and get a new car. So I searched high and low to find a nice one, because I knew straight away what I wanted. And don't judge me at first, but I bought this. This is a Ford S-Max titanium. Alright, it's not immaculate, but it's pretty clean for what I want it for. But this has got the same 2.5 litre turbo engine that comes in the Focus ST. So yeah, I mean, if you're going to have a family wagon, it might as well be a quick one. That's why I bought this. Apparently it's 215 horsepower. We're going to find out. Let's get it on the dyno. Right, so she's on the dyno, as you see, strapped her down, chocks under the back wheels. I've got side straps going from under there to the back of the ramp to stop it coming forward too much. Side straps on, one there, one the other side. I haven't put all the traction bar on because for like 200 odd horsepower, I won't need it. Got my big 3-phase cooling fan, the old bouncing bomb. I say cooling fan, it's 2 fans. Like a bigger one there and then a little one there. This was built around when this dyno was like in the ground. So I feel that I need to kind of jack this up a bit, because that one kind of is designed to blow air across the top of the engine when the bonnet's open, and then that one forces air through the rad. But it still works fine. I haven't had any overheating problems. That little fan pointing at the grill is absolutely spot on. I had like a small Clark fan thing that I sort of just shoved in the ducting hole, and I turned that on just by a little switch. Whoops, TV fall off the wall. Little switch up here. That moves quite a bit of air. It just sort of, it helps drag air into the cell, if you know what I mean. Because obviously when I turn the big fans on at the back, on the wall here, I've still got a bit of wiring to do. So when I turn these two on, the two outside, they suck air out of the cell. But obviously they're trying their best to drag in air through that hole, which it does, because you can feel the air getting dragged through now. But it also drags air under the doors. So if I stand here, there's like a massive breeze here, and there's a massive breeze here. Because obviously it's not 100% airtight, it doesn't need to be. These doors are only there to stop the noise. Obviously I've got the camera up there so I can see who's outside. But yeah, so let's get it dialed in, let's do a power run. I'm no expert on the old 5-pot Volvo lumps, but I am pretty convinced this has been mapped. 264 horsepower and 330 foot-pound of torque. I mean, I did think it went well. I'm quite happy with that for a daily runner. Yeah. Yeah, let me show you under the bonnet. Look, completely standard. Not an air filter, not induction kit. All bog standard. How weird is that? Huh. Oh well. What do you reckon I should do to it? Maybe I could do an RS conversion. Set pistons, rods, RS turbo. Flash the firmware over to a RS. Yeah. You're right. 400 horsepower. Family wagon. Cool. Right, let's crack on with something else. So, good few years ago now, I put up a video of me stripping down my drag car, and it was sent away for some work, and it was away for quite a while, must admit, but I have got it back, and I have had it back for quite a while, but I've never really done a video on it, or I've not done a post on it or anything like that, because I haven't really done anything with it other than just park it there and let it get covered in dust. For those of you new to the channel, this is my front wheel drive drag car. It is a 1980s Mark II Fiesta. I've just pulled it out and given it a little wash because I haven't washed it in 3 years. It needs a lot more doing to it than just to clean, to be fair, but you know, you've got to start somewhere. If you go back through my channel, you'll see older videos of this car and stuff like that. Not really done too much with it lately, it's just sort of sat around. So it was originally a standard Mark II. I'll give you a quick rundown. It was originally just a standard Mark II Fiesta 1.1 auto. I converted it to Z-Tech Turbo, it's got 400 horsepower. It started pulling itself apart, so I sent it away. I had the front end chopped off, and I had the front end space framed and a full cage fitted. It was fine, but there was no caster into it, so like the struts were very like upright, and because the struts were upright, I was getting a lot of torque steer at like 150 mile an hour, and I just couldn't really hack driving it. So I took it apart, I sent it off to Chris at Hard Knock Speed Shop. He cut a lot of the front end away. He put adjustable top mounts in it and stuff like that. Oh yeah, by the way, it runs like Mark 6 Fiesta running gear. So it's got Mark 6 Fiesta power steering rack, and the subframe, all the bottom arms, all the hubs and stuff like that. So I sent it away to Chris. He converted the bottom arms to accept Mark 1 Focus RS hubs and struts, so that's what I've got in it now. And he remade the parachute mount. He made me some traction bars. Traction bars, if you don't know what they are, just Google front wheel drive traction bars, but basically it's like a wheelie bar but for a front wheel drive car. A lot of people get confused of what they are and what they do. Obviously a front wheel drive car is never going to wheelie, but when you launch and the front end lifts, all the weight transfers to the back. So having great big wheelie bars or traction bars hanging out the back, what it does is all the weight then slams down onto the rear wheels, stops the weight transfer, and hopefully gives you more of a what's the word, more traction off the line as such. That's the idea anyway. I've never run with a set of them. I thought I'd just have them fitted. If they don't work, I can just unbolt them, like they're not on the car at the moment. But yeah, and so I haven't really driven this car in about 3 years. I do plan on making a start. It's got extended trailing arms, hence the back wheel sits so far back, to try and get a little bit more wheelbase on the car. I'll tell you what, let me take the bonnet off and I'll show you. So as you can tell, this ain't no show queen. This is a Z-Tech Turbo, well this is a dead ST170 that we use for mocking up, but it has now been fitted with a DQ250, so like a DSG gearbox out of a Passat and a Golf. All the current front wheel drive, like the people who are quite fast front wheel drive, seem to use these boxes, and as they're quite fairly priced, I thought I'd go for one. Hopefully I can make it work, but time will tell. The wheelie bars, or traction bars, bolt down there and down there to that, and then the top of the bars bolt up here, and it's obviously all tied into the cage internally. You can't really see in there. My parachute used to come out of here
But what's happening when I pulled the chute and it was like yanking tight on the car to obviously slow it down, picking the back of the car up, so Chris remounted it and used the centre line of the vehicle, so hopefully they won't do that anymore. I do have some new wheels for the front and I do have some new wheels for the back with some proper drag skinnies, but yeah, it's just a shed at the moment. As you can see, it's just absolutely full of all the crap that came out of it. Oh yeah, Vauxhall Corsa electronic power steering column Chris fitted for me, so I can do away with all the hydraulics in the engine bay. I've got a lot of work ahead of me, a lot of work ahead of me. That's it in the back. I call it the jungle gym. Got my harness bar here as well, Chris fitted for me. That's obviously where the chute all anchors. That's where the traction bars anchor, and obviously they're down there as well. So as the all the weight of the car slams back, it all slams onto the cage, and because it's all one stiff vehicle. So I've got proper ladder bars on the doors. Quite a stiff little vehicle. Yeah, that's the adjustable strut tops I've got now. So my wheels are sort of tilted back in the arch a bit more, and the strut angle's got more caster. So hopefully it won't torque steer anymore. But yeah, our new firewall. There's a, you can't really see it that well, but there's a bead rolled penis into my firewall as well. But yeah, Mark 1 Focus RS hubs now, Gaz Gold coilovers. Should be alright. Obviously Chris made me all these custom mounts for the DSG gearbox, a custom back mount down there. Should work well, all being well. So yeah, I thought I'd do a quick little 5-6 minute video just showing you guys my car, that I've still got it. I do plan on making a start soon. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. Cheers guys.